Martin Luther King had a quote, and I want to break it down today because it's a very powerful quote and it's very important. So Martin Luther King said, "Darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate can't drown out hate. Only love can do that." And I took that to heart when I heard that. Like when I hear quotes, I take them to heart a lot because they're very imperative to life. They relate to life a lot, and that relates to life a lot. Like a lot of people say fight fire with fire, but when you fight fire with fire, everybody gets burned, right? And am I saying to give your enemies mercy? That's not what I'm saying. If you feel that your enemies deserve no mercy, then give them no mercy. I'm not the guy that's going to preach, oh, show your enemies mercy, this, that, and the third. I'm just going to tell you what I do. And personally, what I do is I don't fight hate with hate. I fight hate with love, right? I fight darkness with light. I fight fire with water. Because I feel like in my mind, that seems like the most positive thing to do. And one of the most rational and logical thing to do. Because why would you, I mean, yeah, fighting fire with fire when it comes to real life situations is the most effective and the most logical, but we're talking about hypothetically here. And if you see a fire on your stove, you're not going to pull out a blowtorch and put more fire on it. You're going to grab some water and you're going to throw some water on it, depending on what type of fire it is. But now let's not get into semantics here. No one here in this stream is stupid. I hope so. So you all know where I'm coming from. You understand my point. Quick to digress, I hate when people act like they don't understand my point. So let's act like we understand my point here and continue what I was saying. So you shouldn't fight fire with fire because everybody gets burned. You should fight fire with water. And in life, a lot of people like to reciprocate negative energy. I preach this a lot, that you shouldn't reciprocate negative energy because negativity attracts negativity and positivity attracts positivity. And that also goes into the quote, hate can't drive out hate, only love can do that. Because you're only giving more negativity to the universe when you fight negativity with negativity. Like if you're at work or you're at school or you're in your family or your friends and someone says something about you behind your back, something they shouldn't be saying, something that's not true, for instance, and then you turn around and say something about them that's maybe not true or something about them that's bad. Now you're just feeding into this negative energy when there are two powerful things you can do in that situation. The first thing you can do is ignore them and treat them like a kid, number one. And number two, the second thing you can do is be positive about the situation and maybe try to talk to the person, see what's going on, confront them like a man would, or try to be nice to this person until they change their mind. And I know this doesn't always work. There are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, I like to think that it works. I like to think you shouldn't be so quick to anger, because anger is why a lot of people are in jail. Anger is why a lot of people are in the graveyard. Anger is the reason why a lot of people are hurt, right? And anger can be a positive thing, but it can also be a negative thing. And you don't want to let that negativity drown you or set you on fire. So just approach situations in a positive light. Approach situations. Remember that sometimes people are just having a bad day. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not you, it's them. I'm going to end the video with this. Most of the time, it's not you, it's them. And what that means is when someone says something about you or does something to you that's mean or malicious or evil, most of the time it's not because it's something you did, it's because it's something they're going through. It's because of maybe they just lost their relationship, maybe they just lost their job, maybe they just lost their house, maybe they just lost their car, maybe they just lost a family member, maybe something happened to them in the world that was negative, something happened that negative, and now they're finding some outlet to take it out on, whether it's what's the word, whether they mean to or not, whether it's voluntary or involuntary. That's what I'm looking for. Whether it's voluntary or involuntary, they're looking for something, for an outlet to take it out on. And maybe you were just there, right? And it's good to be understanding and maybe understand where that person is coming from, because I'm sure the same thing probably happened to you before. Maybe you lost a car, a job, a family member, a relationship before, and you were in that same spot. So maybe it's good to understand and be like, hey, maybe this person is going through something. That's why they caught this attitude with me. Maybe that's why they decided, they felt the need to speak not so good on my name, right? Maybe that's why. And I understand, because I've been there before. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on that subject. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.